Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Sunday Night Football postgame show and a Monday Night Football update show as well. We're going to start with the Sunday Night Football postgame show. Houston in the second half, where C.J. Stroud and the Houston offense struggled to move the ball. The Texans defense stepped up Sunday night to secure a win over the Chicago Bears. Houston picked off rookie Caleb Williams twice after halftime, and the Texans held on for a 19-13 victory. It's just about winning one week at a time, Coach DeMeco Ryans said. They're not always going to be pretty, but you just have to find a way to win. That's what I'm most proud about with our guys. No matter what happened there at the end, we found a way to win. Stroud threw for 260 yards and a touchdown, and Kayam Fairbank kicked 4 field goals to help the Houston Texans to the win. Fairbank connected with from 56, 47, and 59 and 53 yards, and Houston's defense put a heavy pressure on Williams for much of the game. It's always fun getting after any quarterback, said Houston defensive end Will Anderson Jr., who had 1.5 sacks this week. We just wanted to keep putting pressure on him. Stroud's 28-yard score pass to Nico Collins put Houston up 10-3 early in the second quarter, and then the Texans led 16-10 at halftime. Houston now 2-0, managed only a field goal after halftime, but the defense made it hold up. Williams, the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft, was 23 of 37 for 174 yards. He was sacked 7 times. He was able to evade the rush and get the perimeter a few times, but then he has to be careful with the football when he gets out of there. Coach Matt Eberflus said. So there were some great learning moments for him. Houston's Cam Akers fumbled on the Chicago 4 with about 6.5 minutes left, and the Bears now 1-1 recovered. Carrillo Santos made a 54-yard field goal to make it a 19-13 ball game with 2:51 left. The Texans couldn't get anything going on their next drive and punted it with about 90 seconds left, but Williams was sacked by Danielle Hunter on the second down, and its fourth down pass fell incomplete to allow Houston to run out the clock. We didn't execute the way we needed to, Williams said. We're going to keep getting better, excuse me. I'm a young guy, and it's a long season. Collins had 135 yards receiving for a second straight 100-yard game to power the offense in a game where Joe Mixon left briefly with an ankle injury. He managed just 25 yards rushing after he led the NFL with 159 yards last weekend in his Houston debut. Neither team scored in the second half until Houston extended the lead to 19-10 with a 53-yard field goal early in the fourth quarter, and the score was set up when Williams was hit as he threw and was intercepted by Derek Stingley. On Chicago's second play of the next drive, Williams escaped a sack only to throw another interception, and this time he was picked off by rookie Kamari Lassiter, and a second round pick from Georgia. The Texans went in front for good on Collins' touchdown reception on the first play of the second quarter. That play came after he was flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct on the previous play for rushing his hand into Tyreek Stevenson's face after the cornerback put his hands in Collins' face. The Texans made it 13-3 with a 47-yard field goal on their next possession. Stroud had a stellar throw on one drive finding Collins for an 18-yard gain on the run, despite taking a hit as he threw. That's special, Collins said. Not many people can do that, extend the play like that. He's special. You can't coach. You can't coach that. After a 2-yard scoring run, Kylie Herbert just before halftime cut Houston's lead to a 13-10 lead. It was the first touchdown on the offense for the Bears this season after they failed to score last week. The score was set by a pass interference call on rookie Kalen Bullock that gave the Bears a first down at the 6. 59-yard field goal by Fairbairn made it 16-10 at halftime. Bears defensive lineman Zach Pickens left in the second half with a groin injury. Wide receiver Keenan Allen was inactive with a heel injury. Fairbairn, who had 3 field goals and 50 yards or longer last week, became the first player in NFL history with 5 or more field goals of at least 50 yards in a 2-game span. Nobody talks about him enough, Ryan said. Fairbairn is the reason why we won these 2 games. That's been the player of the game. And while the Bears have to regroup as they're 1-1, they go to Indianapolis to play the Colts this Sunday. And the Texans will try to go to 3-0 as they will be in Minnesota to take on the Vikings. And right now, I've got to give the game balls to the Texans. C.J. Stroud, 23 of 36, 260 yards. The 23 of 36 carries and attempts, 260 yards, 1 touchdown. Cam Akers, 7 attempts, 32 yards, and I think it's Nico Collins, 135 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 reception. And I want to also give one more to Kayemi Fairbairn is also going to be my get a game ball because he had all 4 of his field goals, so he gets a game ball as well. So right now we're going to flip it over to the Monday night game. We're going to talk about the Monday night game, and it was a snoozer at first, and it is Monday night week 2 Monday Night Football, and we're going to talk about it. All of that what I have expected and what we're all been expected, and we'll do that in just a moment. But right now, here is today's Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football trivia question. The Atlanta Falcons drafted QB Michael Vick with what pick of the 2001 NFL Draft? I will have the answer later in the podcast. I will have the answer to it later in the podcast, as I mentioned. Well, it's Monday Night Football Week 2, and we have a great NFC matchup for you going on right now tonight at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Atlanta Falcons are battling it out right now, and it's 18-15. Philadelphia in the fourth quarter with 6:47 to go. The Eagles are still favored to win tonight's game. Both teams have much to prove. Excuse me. Philadelphia is coming off a big Week 1 win against the Green Bay Packers in Brazil, a matchup that saw the resurgence of new running back Saquon Barkley. The former New York Giants star signed in the offseason 3 years at 37.75 million, and he more than lived up to it with 132 total yards and 3 scores against the Packers. Atlanta surrendered 137 yards rushing in a loss to the Steelers last week. So expect a big game from Barkley. The Falcons will look to have a bounce back performance from Kirk Cousins, their new quarterback, signed, who threw for only 155 yards, one touchdown, and 2 interceptions against Pittsburgh to earn a road victory because Pittsburgh beat them last week. So hopefully they can bounce back. But right now they're down by 3 with 6:47 left to go. And right now we're going to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football trivia question. The Atlanta Falcons drafted quarterback Michael Vick with what pick in the 2001 NFL Draft? And if you said round 1 and pick 1, you are correct. Atlanta Falcons drafted Virginia Tech quarterback Michael Vick with the number 1 overall selection of the 2001 NFL Draft in order to secure the number 1 selection. The Falcons traded their first round pick 5 overall, their third round pick 67 overall, and their second round pick in 2002 and 48 overall, and wide receiver Tim DeWay to San Diego. Michael Vick would quickly become one of the most exciting players in the NFL and is considered by many experts to be the best rushing quarterback in the history of the league. In his only second season, first year as a starter, Vick led the Falcons to a 9-6-1 record and 1 postseason victory before being defeated by the Philadelphia Eagles in a 20-6 NFL divisional playoff loss. And I will have another trivia question on my next podcast, which will be on for Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football pregame show. So stay tuned for that. We're going to recap what is going on in the first 3 quarters. First quarter, the Eagles had to punt after going 3 and out, 4 plays, 19 yards, and the Falcons had to punt after going 5 plays, 20 yards, and then the Eagles had a turnover on downs. It was a 4th and 4 at the Atlanta 9. Jalen Hurts passed incomplete short right to Goddard for no gain, and then Atlanta went 3 and out and had to punt after 5 plays and 22 yards. Philadelphia went 3 and out after the punt after going 3 and out, 3 plays, 6 yards, and then Atlanta tried to score a touchdown. Kirk Cousins scrambles up the middle to the Philadelphia 21 for a 1-yard gain, and they got in the field goal range. It was a 4th and 8 at the Philadelphia 21. Koo had a 39-yard field goal that was good, and it was 3-0 Atlanta after at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, the Philadelphia Eagles scored their first touchdown of the game. Jalen Hurts passed short middle to Devontae Smith for a 7-yard touchdown. Jason Elliott's field goal extra point is good, and it was 7-3 Philly. Atlanta tried to score another touchdown, couldn't do it. It was 3rd and goal at the Philadelphia 4. Kirk Cousins passed it complete right to Pitts, and it was for no gain. Then Koo kicked a 22-yard field goal, and it was good on 4th and 4 at the Philly 4, and it was 7-6 Atlanta. And then Pinion kicks 65 yards to Atlanta 35 to the end zone, touchback to the Philadelphia 30, and 1st and 10 at the Philadelphia 30. Jalen Hurts kneels to the Philly 29 for a -1 yard, and it was 7-6 Philadelphia at halftime. Now in the third quarter, the Kirk Cousins sacked at the Philadelphia 16 for -8 yards. That was 34 at the Philadelphia 8, and then They got into field goal range, 4th and 12 at the Philadelphia 16. Cook kicked a 34-yard field goal, and it was 9-7 Atlanta. And Philadelphia tried to score another touchdown. They couldn't do it. And then 4th and 3, the Atlanta 6. There was a penalty on Philadelphia, delay of game, -5 yards. Enforced the Atlanta 6, no play. And they got to the 4th and 11, and Jason Elliott kicked a 29-yard field goal, and it was 10-9, and it was good. It was 10-9 Philadelphia. And then Atlanta scored their finally scored their first touchdown of the game. Kirk Cousins passed deep middle to Mooney for the 41-yard touchdown. They did a 2-point conversion attempt. Kirk Cousins pass to D. London is incomplete. 15-10 Atlanta, and then Philadelphia scored their second touchdown of the game. Jalen Hurts up the middle for the 1-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion attempt. Barkley rushes up the middle to the middle attempt, succeeds, and it was 8. It's now 18-10. 18-10 to 15. 18-15 Philadelphia at the end of the third quarter. Now in the fourth quarter on the current drive, 2nd and 9 to Philadelphia at the Atlanta 31. Kirk Cousins passing complete deep left to Mooney, and that's where we stand right now. And there's 6:12 left. It's a 3rd and 9 at the Atlanta 31, and Atlanta has got the ball. We'll see if they can come from behind and win, or if Philly holds on to win. So we shall see. But Atlanta has done better than what they did last week. They've had a big game tonight, and Philadelphia is just, they've kind of struggled, but they haven't done too bad. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Sunday Night Football postgame show and Monday Night Football update show. I'll be back with the Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football postgame show once the game between the Eagles and Falcons has concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.